Greetings everybody, again welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about a little bit more of a different topic than I normally do, less sort of mysterious, but I still think it's very crucial to voice myself about it because it's still related to more of a collective spirituality rather than just everybody's own inner journey. Now that I'm being in this situation, I'm pregnant. I've encountered so many surprises along the way. And I guess my goal of the video is, if you find yourself in this situation, maybe you're expecting a mother, or you a mother who's who's in a journey becoming a mother, or maybe you're already a mother, maybe you postpartum, this message is for you. But it's actually a message for everybody as well, because that awareness needs to be brought up. It's not something to ignore at all for anybody. If you want to create a better environment, a better planet, a more conscious and aware planet overall. I personally always thought that pregnancy is like such a joyful time. You're creating this miracle of your life, and of course you still do, I'm not denying that, but even like aside from all the physical changes that woman's body goes through, the morning sickness and so many other symptoms that everybody should get familiar with, a woman normally goes through, there are things that I feel like it's very highly socially overlooked. I guess I'll give you my personal example. I always thought like, okay, once I get pregnant, I'm gonna have a special social treatment from the society. Maybe like from different treatment from a stranger, like maybe a different look, or maybe just a different approach. And I don't want to sound like I'm kind of I'm so entitled here. No, but I do think it's important that each pregnant woman, and no matter what kind of her pregnancy is, every pregnant woman does deserve special treatment. I don't think I have to go through the explanation that whatever the mother is feeling, the baby's also feeling, and we are all responsible for the humans that we are creating, because even though the mother is pregnant, even a stranger creates an experience for her where the baby also experiencing that. So collectively, we are all creators of our collective. I know many people complain so much about other people right now, and how our society is not turning out the way we want to turn out, and I feel like this is the major key factor that gets just overlooked, and it's not something, it's almost like a taboo to talk about this, so going back to my experience, during the time of my pregnancy, my family got kicked out from a place. The landlord gave us 10 days to move out. Over a very silly thing. Basically, we stored our things where he didn't want us to store. And he decided to write us a message that he's gonna call police. I was shocked. Like, we were so shocked. So I guess that was like my first experience of getting back to the reality of how a pregnant woman can be treated. Many requests that I've asked from people overall just simply have been denied. Even like asking, like, can you put your dog in a leash? I'm scared of your dog. If you follow my Instagram, you probably know that my dog was attacked. Neighbors smoking, even though they know that you're pregnant, and they can just literally walk like a few feet away and do their smoking business. I know there are people out there that would tell, well, it's your problem. You get pregnant and it is your problem. If you couldn't do it, why did you do it? First of all, whenever a woman walks into the motherhood, she doesn't know what to expect. And if, let's say, everybody took that approach in your advice, then just humanity would just cease to exist. You see, we grew up in a very individualistic time. This is probably the most individualistic time in human history. If you look, every other person right now suffers either from anxiety, from depression. Why? Maybe because we learned to be too independent. I've seen social media, and it always gets me every time. It's just enough to open any maybe perhaps controversial topic of motherhood, or like a mother sharing her struggles. You just open a comment section, and every time I open the comment section, I feel like our humanity is doomed. Because I've never seen anybody being so much criticized as mothers. And by other mothers, and even by other people, including men who obviously didn't have that experience and doesn't know how it is to be a woman. And then we ask ourselves, why are we feeling so angry? Why are we feeling so anxious? Why are we feeling so depressed? It's just enough to open that type of comments when a woman, she's basically being like a goddess. She just created a human being for 9 months. She was creating that human being, and it doesn't matter maybe how old is she, whether this child got became an accident, or maybe it was purposefully created. It doesn't matter. We're still all responsible for the humanity, for the future generation that we are creating. I'm not telling you that we should just create humans accidentally, mindlessly, when we had a few glasses of wine. That's not what I'm saying at all. Of course, we still need to take reproductive process into our own hands. That's of course, but just telling someone that you should be like first financially independent, you should be not relying on anybody. Basically, you want to prepare mothers to be single. It goes against nature. It goes against nature. If you actually look at the statistics, single mothers, people who were born in single families, they're more, they have more crime rates, drug abuse, and all kinds of psychological problems in their life later. So tells me that no, if you're bringing a child, you should not be so individually oriented. And I must say, it's a shame. It's a really shame in humanity that pregnant women, postpartum mothers, mothers overall, don't get the necessary recognition as they deserve. And I was also in delusion before. My pregnancy had been really hard. I've been suffering with hyperemesis gravidarum. But it's very isolating too. You feel like nobody understands you. Nobody knows what you're going through. Nobody is even slightly sensitive to you. I know there are women who have shared their experience as well, where strangers just come up to them and comment, was it an accident, or was it purposeful, or trying to touch their bellies. I was shocked. I was really shocked because we live in America. You thought that it would be such a developed country, but I'm not even going into the part where how many weeks a woman receives off from work. And oftentimes it's unpaid leave. How are you supposed to be so individualistic? How are you supposed to be a single mother if you don't even get the paid leave? I do believe that as far as we are not treating motherhood as we should be treating, our humanity will inevitably be suffering. On a good note, if you know somebody who might be expecting, or maybe you just know any mother, especially new mother, reach out to her. Ask her how she's doing. And again, there are people who would say, oh, but the mothers these days, they don't allow me to get to the child. And they want a village at the same time. Let's be honest. A baby within first weeks, months as well, they don't need you. They need their mother, but the mother needs you. And I can understand how it could be extremely heartbreaking for a woman who just birthed a child, that all attention goes to the baby, not to her. Don't just jump into getting the baby, because mother also has been born. Her new identity has been born. Ask her, how can you be of any help? Just ask her. You don't have to guess. So the mother is also birthed. The mother also needs to be mothered. Again, going back to the individually based thinking. How are you supposed to survive as a single mother? I'm not saying that it was not done. I mean, it's done everywhere. It's done. Somehow it's done. But is this the world that we want to create? Because again, remember that children who were born in single families are more likely to commit crime, to abuse drugs, and have psychological problems. It is not just a problem of one person. It is a problem collectively. And let's not forget that we do have a depopulation agenda right now. So, of course, you would see dramatic inflation where it's very inconducive to have stay-at-home mothers. That's one thing I also see very, very often. Stay-at-home mothers being judged. They're taking care of their child. And that's a real problem as well. There are so many micro problems within this, the bigger problem of a motherhood. The more we separate our mothers and the more we tell them to be individual, be strong, why wouldn't you be the one who would actually reaches out to her and helps her, whatever you can? Maybe you do come and sit with the baby and she can, for an hour, she can at least nap. Where have we lost our humanity? Like, I'm just thinking of the comments that I've seen And I don't even know how to describe them. Like, I don't even know the description. Like, is it mentally ill people who writes out such a comment? Is it a wounded person? Abandoned person? Betrayed person? You were born. These people were born too. If your mother did have the thinking that those people think, they wouldn't be born. Let's face the fact. So on the one hand, it shows me that people are extremely ungrateful for their own lives. They're extremely ungrateful for their own mothers as well. Maybe, most likely, they don't even have a good relationships with their mother. But I feel like mothers need inclusive approach and more sensitive, because it is a very sensitive time for a woman. She goes through so many things. She becomes really highly sensitive overall, even to the energies. You think, oh, women are so, I should say, hormonal during pregnancy. It's partially hormonal, but partially it is the highly sensitivity. It's like teenagers, right? Again, when teenagers they do rebel, they don't rebel just out of nowhere, if you want to understand a teenager. Or they're just having hormones. No, they just rebel because they suddenly see the fakeness, the real world. They see the reality of how it is, and they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to tell you, this is not okay. This is not okay to live like that. This is not okay to treat me like that. Are we listening? Is the question. Because I'm not telling you that these women need to be understood or the motherhood needs to be understood. I feel like you can't really understand that unless you become that. Because I've had so many challenging situations in my life. Parents left me when I was 14 in another country. But still, I would still consider that has been the most challenging mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, on every level journey so far. And I'm not even in my postpartum. I can only imagine how that could be. But you don't have to understand what a person is going through. You don't have to know and dissect them. You just love them. You just include them. You just reach out to them. You just support them. Make sure they're protected. And if you are a mother or mother-to-be, I just wanted to let you know that you're seen, you're heard, if maybe not by people who you're surrounded with right now, but I'm sure there are people there are other mothers just like you who go through the same or similar experience, and they do see you and they do understand you. So that's the video that I just wanted to make, because I think it's really important to raise this feminine back on our planet Earth. Because if we're not going to expect, if we're not going to respect the motherhood as it should be respected, then we won't evolve collectively. It's just inevitable. Why is it inevitable? Because we won't respect humanity. We won't respect ourselves. We won't respect human beings, because who creates the human beings? Of course there's a father involved, I'm not taking that away, but it's mostly the mother who first, she takes care of the baby in the womb, and then she takes care of the baby with the first years of life. We don't take responsibility for this aspect of life. There cannot be any evolution in collective spirituality. All right, well, that's the video that I wanted to share. That's the basically topic that I just wanted to express, and I felt like it was very important to express. Hopefully it will be useful to you, and feel free to share to whoever you feel like needs to hear this message, and I'll see you in my next video.